What's up, guys? Welcome to 3 Up, 3 Down, live from YouTube. That's right, we are filming horizontally, sideways, with AirPods for audio quality. Shout out to Charlie Marlowe for giving me the opportunity to take over his channel for an instant reaction to an incredible series win over the Brewers. As always, to my loyal followers, you know we're going to do 3 ups and 3 downs, and as always, we are starting with the downs. Our first down, and this is an up and a down. Paul Goldschmidt has been hot. Before tonight's game, he was basically up to league average in OPS again, which he has been sitting like around 650 all season. He is up to about 720. The last 2 weeks, he's hitting 438. He's slugging 729. He's got 2 homers, 8 doubles. I think he had 4 opposite field doubles against the Yankees. When he's going the other way, it means he's hitting. The problem for the Cardinals is, what are they going to do with this? I know there was a report, I think in July, from the Post-Dispatch that they were going to engage him on extensions, and the fan base went crazy. And then we haven't heard much about it since, and he didn't really hit his way into an extension. Now it's September, and now he's been hitting for a legitimate stretch. Obviously, there's still about a month left of the season. I'm curious to see how the rest of the season goes. The thing that was interesting about Goldie most of the year was that he's still hitting the ball hard. He's just whiffing like crazy, and it just feels like he was guessing a ton up at the plate. His approach, it felt like he took a fastball to the middle for strike 3 once a game. And it seems like he might just be getting a little luckier lately. I don't know. But it's good to see. But at the same time, can you extend a guy who's 36 years old? Who's clearly declined the last 2 seasons. I mean, he obviously peaked in 22 with the MVP, but like pretty much since like midpoint last year, it's gotten ugly. I don't think they're going to extend him. If they do, I hope it's a 1-year deal, maybe with like a club option or something. I do think he's going to keep playing. But yeah, my second down, Jojo Romero tonight. Just bad luck, bad outing. First pitch of the inning. I mean, I had hardly sat back down in my seat. Homer, tie game. Not fun, but as you guys know, they came out with the dub. My third down, let's talk Alec Burleson, who had a great June and was legitimately in the running for Player of the Month in June, which is a legit honor. Burley swings at everything. The top of the 10th tonight, he comes up, first 2 pitches out of the zone, wails at him, whiffs at him, not whiffs, fouls both off. The problem with Burley is he thinks he can hit everything. He thinks everything is in his wheelhouse. It's not. Burley, I had to look up these super fancy stats on Fangraphs. Burley is 17th in baseball in his rate at swinging at pitches out of the zone. So he swings at a ton of stuff out of the zone. That's among qualified hitters. That is 5% higher than any other Cardinal. So 1 out of every 20 pitches out of the zone, Burley is swinging that no other Cardinal is swinging at. His AB tonight in the top of the 10th was just so brutal because he had one job. You have to get that runner over. And he didn't. He popped out, which he never strikes out, which I guess is a positive, but man, he swings at everything. And it is a really, really frustrating approach to watch. Let's get to the ups. I want to talk Mason Wynn, and I want to talk NL Rookie of the Year. The NL Rookie of the Year is really interesting to me. Wynn never gets mentioned, period. It's Imanaga. Over the course of the year, it's mostly been a lot of Imanaga on the Cubs. You had Skeens, understandably. Merrill on the Padres, understandably. A little bit of Churio noise for the Brewers, who we saw play tonight. They walked him in the 10th. So clearly the Cardinals know what this guy is about. I have a hard time understanding the difference between B WAR and F WAR, Baseball Reference WAR and Fangraphs WAR, and why they are so different. So what I did was I took those 4 guys and I averaged their 2 WARs just to see what was up. And first is Skeens at 4.2. Wynn is tied with Merrill at 3.9, and then you have Churio at 3.6. I just feel like Mason should be getting a little more credit for what he is doing at shortstop. Don't get me wrong, I understand Merrill has never played center field, but I think you need to watch Wynn. The throw tonight that he threw 97 miles an hour from 180 feet from the plate, but no other shortstop is making that throw in baseball. And he did it. He saved a run doing that. So I don't know. You want to get into the weeds a little bit. Skeens has thrown 114 innings this year. He's striking out 11 guys per nine. I mean, you guys saw the outing he had against St. Louis and Pittsburgh. It was crazy. They have no chance against him. I mean, he looks like Garrett Cole. It's funny because I actually was curious how those two compared, and they've actually had very similar rookie years. Cole came up a little bit later, but they've both thrown about 120 innings. Cole struck out fewer guys, but 2013 was just a weird era of baseball. We were still pitching to contact. His ERA was about 3.2. Skeens is 2.13, but that guy is really good. To me, it's him. I mean, and maybe that's just because I've seen him just absolutely throttle the Cardinals twice this year. But he throws hard. He strikes everybody out. He's got a little bit of swag to him on the mound. I think the other guys, I just don't think the other guys really even have a case. In my opinion, if you wanted to knock Skeens, it would be the innings. 114 innings, that's not a lot. And I do think the Pirates are going to shut him down soon. They're pretty much out of the race. So I'll be curious to see how that impacts his candidacy. The Padres have obviously been surging. And Merrill has been hitting. He's got 21 homers. He's hitting 291, slugging 493. But those three guys, Wynn, Merrill, and Churio, offensively, they're all in the same ballpark. Wynn hits for a little less power. But he's still going to end up with 15 homers. And at shortstop, you got to take that for a guy that's going to give you plus defense, especially as he gets better. We forget Mason Wynn is really young. He's like 21 or 22 years old. He was drafted in 2020. So I don't know. I think it's Skeens to me. He averages 6 innings a start. The guy just dominates. The other three guys have been really good, but I think what I'm getting at here is Wynn needs to be talked about just a little bit more in these conversations. I saw Buck Showalter. There was a list, I think, of either the young shortstops or the young rookies in baseball and who he would take. And finally, someone talked about Mason Wynn. Buck Showalter said he would take the shortstop. That's Mason Wynn. Mason Wynn is a great shortstop. He's athletic. So we'll see how the Rookie of the Year shakes out. I don't think Wynn will be a finalist, but I don't think that's right. I think he's top 3. I think he should be in over Churio. My second up is Victor Scott. Been really happy with his progress. He has been hitting 282, slugging 462 over the last 2 weeks. He's got 3 steals. He needs to play. I get that Siani gives you a lot with the glove, and they liked what he was doing offensively before he got hurt, but I still think the wild card is in reach, but realistically, this team doesn't have a great chance of hanging on to the wild card. With that said, they need to see what they've got in the future. That's why you're seeing Burley play every day. That's why you're seeing Walker out there a lot. Walker sat today, but it was his first sit since he came back up. Steven Matz is back. That's an up, obviously. And then the bullpen these last 2 nights was nails. Helsley last night, that might be his best outing of the year. He came in and whiffed the first 2 guys. No chance. And then Siani was like a weird turn of his wrist from ending the game. And then he comes back out, which he's only pitched 2 innings, I think, twice this year, both in Milwaukee. He blew it in the first inning and then got the save in the second inning. It's so impressive. Fernandez tonight, holy cow. We were minutes from Fernandez being a down. And he struck out the side tonight. And they walked Churio smartly, got to Hoskins, and he got him on the slide piece low and away. That was really impressive. You need outings like that if you're going to make the playoffs. You just need weird wins, and I'm going to get to that. But then, Kittredge tonight, nails, 2 innings, strong, picked up for JoJo in a big way. One thing I love about baseball is these really weird wins, right? So they win last night in extras, and tonight, the 3 runs they scored, they got 2 guys walked in the first inning, and then the third run was the extra runner in extra innings. So it isn't even an earned run to the pitcher. But you have to win games like that if you want to have a chance. So going forward, they got the Mariners this weekend, 3 against them. They go Fetty, Gibson, Michaelis. You got to sweep them. Those guys can't score, period, point blank. You have to sweep them if you want a chance. I think you lose this series and it is probably over. I don't want to pull the playoff odds up because those change so much day to day. But yeah, guys, thank you guys as always for watching. Let me know what you think below. And thanks again, Charlie, for the opportunity to do this on YouTube, Sideways.